Imagine one machine, virus-sized, weighing a trillionth of a gram. It copies itself every 100 seconds. Through 3.5 hours, its descendants match Earth's mass. This is no fiction. It's Robert Freitas' mathematical model. Published in 2000, 1 nanorobot, 1 picogram mass, 130 replication cycles, planetary mass, 6 times 10 to the 24th kilograms, reached in the time you watch a movie. By cycle 40, a trillion copies. By 80, more than atoms in your body. By 130, the planet ceases to exist as we know it. Eric Drexler named it gray goo in 1986. No explosion, no fire. Quiet, methodical disintegration. Forests turn uniform mass. Oceans become gray dust. Cities, people, all life dismantled into atoms by self-replicating machines. Final tally, 10 to the 37th nanorobots. The planet as a factory for copies of itself. You think this is fiction? You'll say. In 2019, Cornell University built DNA robots, autonomously replicating in a test tube. In 2021, xenobots from frog cells. They self-repair, act without central control, collective intelligence from biological machines. The gap between doesn't exist and exists is scale, is not principle. Okay, but tech advances slowly. We have time. Moore's law for nanotech. Transistor size halves every 18 months. In 2022, IBM unveiled a 2-nanometer chip. Theoretical limit, half a nanometer. DNA molecule size. We're not at the start. We're on the final stretch. And nature already showed what happens to systems without breaks. 1967, Saul Spiegelman, S. Lab. University of Illinois. Simple experiment, RNA virus in a tube. Replication resources. No predators, no limits. 1 pressure, copy faster. 74 generations. Result? Spiegelman's monster. RNA shrank from 4,500 nucleotides to 218. Virus shed everything. Protein genes, unneeded. Protective shells, dead weight. Left, pure copying machine. Raw replicator. Not evolution toward complexity, toward efficiency. Efficiency means minimalism. Nothing extra. One goal, copy, copy, copy. See the parallel? Robert Freitas in 2000 described ecophagy, nanorobots programmed to dismantle organics into atoms. For self-copying, theoretical biomass consumption, 1 kilogram per second per square meter of front. Evolutionary pressure in digital systems mirrors Spiegelman's monster. Fastest replicators survive. Any extra feature, safety system, kill switch, verification protocol gets shed by mutation or code optimization. But we won't build uncontrolled systems, Stuxnet worm. 2010, 4 zero-day exploits. Self-spreads via USB drives. Target Iranian uranium centrifuges. Built by US and Israeli intelligence. Result? Leaked into the wild. Now students study Stuxnet code. Control is illusion, especially in exponential growth. Biological analog to a computer worm with physical impact, that's gray goo. Nature showed the prototype. In a tube. In 1967, now look around. Kudu, Japanese vine, 3 million hectares in the US. Grows 30 centimeters a day, slow gray goo, macro scale, biological invasion without predators. Imagine that at nanoscale. Replication every 100 seconds. The question isn't if it's possible, it's who builds it first, and why. 2012. DARPA launches Living Foundries. Budget, $110 million. Goal, self-assembling biological systems for fuel and materials production. Sounds peaceful, almost boring. 2018, all public results classified, completely. Why? Self-replicators are weapons needing no mass production. One prototype builds the army. You think that's paranoia? 2023, China launches nanofactories of the future. Budget, $1.4 billion. Goal, molecular assemblers by 2035. Details closed to Western researchers. Entirely. This isn't science, it's strategic. First to controlled replicators gains absolute edge, or absolute catastrophe. Eric Drexler revised in 2004. Classic accidental gray goo unlikely, he said. Energy limits. But he introduced bounded gray goo, targeted nanorobots. For eco-terrorism, enemy crops destroyed. For tactical weapons, hardware dissolved in minutes. No fiction. Logical, dual-use evolution. But international treaties, you'll say. Remember biological weapons? 1972 Convention banned development. Forever. Soviet biopreparat ran until 1992. Yeltsin's admission, 20 years post-ban. Today, 17 countries have suspicious biolabs. UN report 2020. Nanoweapons are invisible, harder to track than reactors. Treaties bind only the willing. The race began, unannounced. No rules. You believe safety systems will hold? Protocols protect? Then answer this. How ensure the objective, copy yourself, stays bounded? Exact copy of AI alignment problem. Nick Bostrom, Superintelligence, 2014. Core question, how align system objectives with human intent? For AI, unsolved. For nanorobots, identical. Difference, one line of code. Imagine good intentions. Nanorobots to clean ocean plastic. Objective, dismantle polymer chains, copy using carbon from waste. Sounds perfect. Now imagine mutation. One copy error. New function, dismantle any carbon chains. Plastic is carbon, plankton is carbon. Your body, 65% carbon. System doesn't distinguish, it executes. Center for Responsible Nanotechnology, 2018, food chain collapse in 3 weeks. Starts with cleanup, ends with empty ocean. Then no autonomy, you'll say. Each nanorobot commanded from central computer. Scale problem. Molecular work needs trillions. Centralized control, signal lag, overload, collapse. Like manually directing every cell in a body. Autonomy isn't choice, it's necessity. Autonomy without perfect alignment, risk. Back to Spiegelman's monster, 1967, RNA virus in tube, 74 generations. Result, system shed excess. Protein genes gone, shells unneeded, pure copier left. 218 nucleotides from 4,500. Evolution optimized for one goal, copy fastest. Now apply to nanorobots. Self-copying means mutations possible. Copy errors inevitable. Environment pressure, resource scarcity, competition favors aggressive variants. You don't build static system. You build one evolving against your constraints. Not a bug. Evolution's feature. Medical nanorobots. Objective, kill cancer cells. Question, how distinguish cancer from healthy? Surface markers. Division rate. Metabolism. But markers aren't absolute. Gut cells divide fast. Inflamed liver cells show odd metabolism. One recognition algorithm flaw, attacks wrong target. Exponential error growth. Good intent plus imperfect code equals catastrophe. 2020 Oxford Future of Humanity Institute. Bioethicists propose moratorium on open replicators. Systems without replication limits. Result? No country adopts. Why? First to abstain loses the race. But we have scientists, ethicists, safety boards. We do. They say the same. Control is illusion against exponential growth. You think safeguards protect. What if control itself is cognitive trap? What if we're racing toward a point where it's not how to control, but why think we could? 1950. Enrico Fermi, physicist, first reactor builder, asked over lunch at Los Alamos, where are they? Milky Way, 200 billion stars. Universe age 13.8 billion years. Stats say millions of civilizations should predate us. No signals, no traces, no ruins. Cosmos silent. 1996. Economist Robin Hanson solves paradox great filter hypothesis. From raw matter to interstellar sieve, one barrier, near impassable. Most die before crossing. Question, did we pass it or approaching? 2019, astrophysicist Robert Zubrin publishes in Journal of the British Interplanetary Society. Hypothesis, filter is self-destruction via replication tech. Any CIV hitting molecular manufacturing unlocks exponential systems. One error in code, protocol, intent turns homeworld uniform mass in hours. Not asteroids, not wars, not climate. Own creations. Explains cosmic silence. Sieves don't fade slow. They hit tech threshold and wink out. Too fast for signals, too total for ruins. Gray goo isn't future scenario. Existential test, maturity check for minds. Think we're smarter than the absent? Think our protocols succeed where theirs failed? Or we haven't reached the clash. Exponential growth meets flawed alignment? 2013. Eric Drexler, Foresight Institute Conference. Last warning from the man who coined gray goo. Danger not an accident. In deliberate weaponized replicators. Not if, but when and who first. Did we pass the filter? Are we exception? Or next decade or two decides our civvy's fate? And Fermi's answer? What if cosmic silence isn't puzzle? What if warning? Silence isn't void. Silence is graveyard of civs who asked, what can we build? Before, what should we? Want solutions? Drexler's 3 layers. Technical, design-safe replicators. Tied to rare isotope absent in nature. Built-in generation counter. Self-destructs after 100th copy. Sounds solid? One problem. Safeguards are code. Code rewritable. Mutation isn't evolution bug, it's essence. Institutional, global monitoring protocols. IAEA, analog for nanotech. Inspections, sanctions, transparency. One problem needs all players' buy-in. China pours $1.4 billion into nanofactories of the future? Details secret. Think they'll open doors. Cultural shift progress mindset? From move fast, break things to move slow, don't break planet. One problem, culture shifts generations. Tech, months. You ask it, what can I do? Not scientist, not politician. This stop linear thinking, exponential looks like nothing happens until final seconds. Then all at once. Your task, no panic, demand transparency from replicator builders. Demand answers, how did you align the objective function? Because code error no longer costs money or rep, costs biosphere. We don't know if we passed great filter, but next 20 years, maturity test. Can we build smarter than us tech without self-erasure? History will tell, fail, and no history left. Just uniform gray mass, planet-sized, weighing 10 to the 37th copies of one mistake, 2 paths, 1, 2035 we passed, 2, 2032, lab, line 723 error. 72 hours later, planet silent, forever. Which ours? Not tech-dependent. Depends, mature before atom gods? In Invictus archives, this is the silence exam. Most fail. Want in on the terms? Stay close. Cosmic silence isn't void, it's warning. Hear it?